Seniors members, distinguished guests, parents, and friends, on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of William T. Dwyer High School, it is my privilege to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2022. We are excited to celebrate this special occasion with each of you. As a courtesy to our speakers, please stay in your seats while they are speaking from the podium. This is a very special occasion. We ask that you refrain from any loud noise makers. At this time, please turn off your cell phones or to silent. Thank you for your cooperation in making this event a memorable experience for our graduates, parents, and guests. And we like to have the excitement of announcing this is the last graduation from the Public School District of Palm Beach County for the class of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand to welcome Superintendent Mr. Burke and Principal Mr. Corey Brooks as they lead your William T. Dwyer High School class of 2022. for the presentation of colors by our JROTC Dwyer Color Guard and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Student Government Association President Dylan Hamilton. And the singing of our national anthem will be performed by William T. Dwyer High School graduating senior Patrick Ferguson. Please stand at this time.
Good afternoon. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like to introduce Patrick Ferguson for the national anthem.
Thank you, Dylan. Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Patrick. Alrighty, I would like to introduce to you guys the man who has made the most pimped out golf cart on campus and reminds us every morning this is our campus. I repeat, our campus. The campus where success is made unavoidable because of his leadership. Welcome our principal, Mr. Corey Brooks.
Thank you, Dylan. Good afternoon, everyone. Come on, we can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the commencement ceremony for the William T. Dwyer High School Class of 22. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Burke, for saving the best for last. It is now my pleasure to introduce the honored guests and faculty members on stage. Mr. Michael Burke, Superintendent of Palm Beach County Schools. North Regional Superintendent and former Dwyer High School Principal, Dr. Joseph Lee. Mr. Keith Oswald, Chief of Equity and Wellness. Mr. Joseph Sanchez, Chief Operating Officer. Mrs. Erica Rieger, Chief of Human Resources. Mrs. Diana Fetterman, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. Mrs. Barbara McQuinn, School Board Member, District 1. Dr. Deborah Robinson, School Board Member, District 7. Mrs. Sean Bernard Esquire, General Counsel. Mr. Philip D'Amico, Watson B. Duncan Principal. And Mr. Ryan Scott, March Point Elementary Principal and graduate parent. And now I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to the staff members that are on stage. Mrs. Shannon Farrell, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Brenda Winfrey, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Rhonda Gagnon, Choice Coordinator. Mr. Tom Pagley, Teacher. Mrs. Jane McGreevy, School-Based Team Coordinator and Mental Health Coordinator. Mrs. Deanna Schneider, School Counseling Coordinator. Mrs. Sandra Torres, Class of 2022. Mrs. Rhoda Young, Class of 2022. Mrs. Helene Marshall, Teacher and graduate parent. Mr. Peter Thorne, Teacher and graduate parent. Dylan Hamilton, SGA President. Patrick Ferguson, Senior. Brooke Taylor, Class of 2022 President. Adia Shaw, Salutatorian. And last but definitely not least, Dylan Shea, Valedictorian. At this time, I would like to recognize another special group of individuals. Please help me in celebrating our Dwyer faculty who will be retiring this school year. Please stand so we can recognize you and your dedication to the Dwyer community. Mrs. Margaret Lawrence. Mrs. Marie Maloney. Mrs. Riley. Mr. Andrew Rolfe. And Mr. Michael Sagan. Thank you for your dedication and service. A special thank you to Mr. Gerald Akins, who will be retiring as well. Coach Akins not only served as a science teacher at William T. Dwyer High School, he helped shape me into the man that I am today as a 7th grader in his science class and a shortstop on his baseball team at JFK Middle School. Thank you, Coach Akins. I'll forever be grateful. Will Dwyer's faculty and staff please stand? I want to openly thank you for your commitment and dedication and support during this difficult year. I appreciate your commitment to all of our students. Students, families, and guests, join me with giving this staff, the best staff in education, a thunderous round of applause. I would also like to thank another outstanding group of professionals. Special thank you to the team behind the scenes that not only creates a top-notch safe celebration for our school, but they make sure that Dwyer always looks good. Thank you, Mrs. Farrell, Mrs. Gagnon, Mr. Eric Stern, Detective Sergeant Longo, School Police, Mr. Andrew Ruiz and the 10 Network for your continued dedication and support to our students and families, and also a special thank you to Mr. Joe Griffin and Herb Jones for all you do for William T. Dwyer High School and myself. Thank you very much. We will now hear a selection from the Dwyer Chorus conducted by Mrs. Pam Bonador entitled Credo by Mark Hayes.
May be the one who will chase away
you, Ms. Vonador and the Dwyer Chorus. Give them another round of applause, please. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our class of 2022 President Brooke Taylor. Brooke is a student in the Academy of Finance, a member of Dwyer Cheerleading, Flag Football, Student Government, Best Buddies, FBLA, and ASL National Society Treasurer. Brooke will be attending the University of Central Florida with plans to major in biology. Please join me in welcoming the class of 2022 President Brooke Taylor.
So, here we are, our graduation day, the moment we've all been waiting for. Well, let me start off with good afternoon, Panthers, and welcome to the commencement of William T. Dwyer High School's class of 2022, where success was unavoidable. I am incredibly honored to be here today and speak on the behalf of my class. To say I'm proud to walk across a stage of you because that's what we've been waiting for the past 4 years would be an understatement. Our families have a lot to be proud of. Just think, families, in a few months, many of us will be going off to college or getting a job, and you'll be getting what you've been waiting for a long time, to turn that now empty bedroom into a home office. Anyways, seniors, this day's about us. Now let's take a moment to reflect on the past 4 years of our lives. I remember the first day of freshman year like it was yesterday. Walking into a new school, not knowing our way around, and being afraid that we were going to get bullied by the seniors like they do in movies. Freshman year was filled with new friends, homecoming, football games, and the pleasure of getting yelled at to go home by everyone during the pep rallies. 9th grade was technically the last normal school year we had before COVID took over halfway through sophomore year. Speaking of sophomore year, we had many fun activities throughout the year. Things like the Hollister concert, homecoming, spirit weeks, and many more. Let's also not forget about the amount of TikToks we would make during class instead of actually doing work. Many people, such as my boy Dylan, aka the Snow King, TikTok has changed their life in many positive ways. When we were told we'd be getting an extra week of spring break, we all jumped with joy. But little did we know this would be the last time we would see each other for about a year and a half. Due to COVID, our entire junior year was virtual, meaning we could do class just about anywhere we wanted to. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I was at the beach 90% of the time. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't learn a whole lot that school year. From saying my camera was broken to being able to surf just about all day and the mental health struggles I had and we all obtained from this year, it was probably one of the worst school years we had. With that being said, we come to the final year of high school. For most of us, mainly me, coming back to school for senior year was a struggle. Being your class president and getting the senior superlative for the worst case of senioritis, I would say senior year was pretty hard to adjust to. Although coming back was tough, we were able to get things such as homecoming, prom, grad bash, and many more activities that the class of 2021 didn't get to experience, and we should all be thankful for that. Little did we know this would be the new normal. I would like to give a huge shout out to the mental health department, mainly Mr. Alex and Ms. Holmes for me, for helping us get through this tough time. Not knowing how to adjust to the new atmosphere we now had to call normal, they helped us every step of the way. With that being said, the point I'm trying to make is that the past 4 years have been filled with memories and experiences we will always remember. Just imagine, 20 to 30 years from now, telling your kids, family, new friends, all the crazy things that happened throughout high school, and how much you'll miss that whistle being blown at you when you were late to class. In all seriousness, in the years to come, whether it be some ridiculous story or the opportunity to have one of your high school friends be a best man or maid of honor in your wedding, these past 4 years were all worth it for the memories and friendships that we've made. To finish, I want everyone to look around, take in this moment, realize that this will be the last time all of us will come together to celebrate the new beginnings of our lives. There are still many memories to be made. I would like to thank Mr. Brooks himself for making success unavoidable for the past 4 years. I'm happy to be the class president of your first class that has been with you for all 4 years. Thank you for everything that you've done for us and being the best principal ever. Let's live our lives to the fullest and remember that in the end, everything will be worth it. Let's go, Panthers!
Good job, Brooke. Fantastic job, Brooke. At this time, I would like to introduce our class of 2022 Salutatorian, Adia Shah. Adia is a student in our International Baccalaureate Diploma program. Her accomplishments include Dwyer semifinalist for Pathfinder's Award in History and Political Science categories, co-author on a research paper that was selected for the 2021 International Astronautical Conference. She is a team lead for advocacy groups for the annual Congressional Visits Day by the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. She's a TEDx speaker, a president of the Key Club, an internal vice president of the National Honor Society, and an AP scholar. Adia is graduating with an HPA of 5.49. She will be attending the University of Florida. Please join me in welcoming Adia Shah.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Good afternoon, Dwyer faculty and staff, friends, family, and parents. Thank you for joining us, the graduating class of 2022, on this momentous occasion. To my fellow graduates, I would like to wish you all congratulations on making it all the way to the end of our high school journey. It is a privilege and an honor to be standing before you all today as a salutatorian for the class of 2022. Today is a celebration of what we have been able to accomplish in the past 4 years and the beginning of our accomplishments for our future. As Tom Brady, famed quarterback, and one of my favorite athletes once said, sometimes in life, the biggest challenges end up being the best things that happen in your life. And I do truly believe it, with high school being the perfect example. For a very long time, I truly had no idea what to say standing up here today. These speeches generally center around a theme, and even thinking of a theme that encompassed this journey through high school was a daunting task. But I think for all of us, growth has been a constant in these past 4 years. I frequently recall a saying I once heard, "Don't go through life, but grow through life." And it is something that I often live by. We truly have had one of the most unusual high school experiences, with the end of our sophomore year and our entire junior year being affected by COVID-19 and trying to navigate distance learning. Personally, it was extremely difficult, but it also allowed me to realize what I am capable of. And as I look back, I can see that the experience helped me to grow. However, we have been lucky to spend this past year with each other and have a somewhat traditional senior year. Regardless, high school has been grueling for all of us. But as we are sitting here today, we can reflect upon the last 4 years and realize the lessons we learned in our evolution as a new person. It is often difficult to define and measure growth, perhaps because we all seem to define it differently. For some, that may be physical growth. For others, growth in an area of particular passion. True growth, however, only comes when we measure against ourselves and not others around us. Everyone has different ways of growing and different measures that allow us to realize it. Any area of our lives can show this growth, but it is not the amount of growth that matters, just that there is some. For myself, I can truly say that high school has helped me to grow into the person I am today. I mean, I can't really say I grew much physically, because I'm still short and small, just like I was in the beginning in 9th grade. But some of my friends grew like 2 feet. It is ridiculous how much I have to look up to them when I talk to them. Like, come on. Yet the inner growth I've experienced is quite noticeable, especially to me. We have all changed so much from who we were when we entered high school. And perhaps, while change can make us different over time, we are still the same people inside, just with different perspectives and different ways of navigating obstacles. Before I finish this speech, there are some people I would like to give my thanks to. First and foremost, my family. Without all of you, there is absolutely no way I would be up here today. Thank you so much for your unconditional love and support through every part of this journey, standing by my side through all of the highs and lows, and for being my very first teachers as you taught me to persevere. My teachers, thank you for teaching me not only literal lessons, which I really hated at some points, but for also teaching me lessons in life, like how to operate without sleep. Mr. Brooks, thank you for your encouragement every single morning and for bringing back the motivational quotes after I asked you to. All Dwyer faculty and staff, thank you so much for allowing us a place to grow into the people we are today and making our learning experience safe and supportive. And finally, my friends. Thank you for all of the memories we have made these past 4 years, for sticking by my side and going through this experience with me. I hope these memories will solidify a friendship as we grow into the next part of our lives. In closing, let me leave you with the words of Lewis Hamilton, renowned Formula One driver and another one of my favorite athletes. You've always got to believe in your heart that you've got what it takes to win. You have always got to believe in yourself. You've always got to believe in the positives. Graduating class of 2022, I hope we can take our past challenges in stride and believe in ourselves enough to know that we can overcome any struggle with perseverance. It is through these experiences we grow we did, and grow we shall. I am truly honored to be a part of this class and am so proud of us on this day as we turn the chapter in our lives. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.
Great job. Outstanding job, Adia. It is now my honor to introduce the class of 2022 valedictorian, Dylan Shea. Dylan is a student in the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. His accomplishments include Dwyer Pathfinder nominee for Academic Excellence category, Palm Beach Leadership Grow, he represented Dwyer as an ambassador. He's the recipient of an Academic Science Award and AP Scholar Award. Dylan is also a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo. An IB student class representative, a member of the National Math, Science, English, and Spanish Honor Societies. Dylan is graduating with an HPA of 5.53. He will be attending the University of Florida and has chosen pre-med as his major. Please join me in welcoming our class of 2022 valedictorian, Dylan Shea.
Good afternoon, Principal Brooks, administration, teachers, parents, family members, and fellow classmates of a William T. Dwyer class of 2022. After 4 years of grit, courage, and making our way through a pandemic, it's graduation day. We did it. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm standing before you as the class valedictorian, and it is my honor to be graduating with all of you today. We have all achieved many successes during these last 4 years. However, great success can only be achieved if you have great people supporting you. They say it takes a village, and I would not be standing on this stage without mine. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank my village. Thank you to my classmates and my friends. IB was tough, and I could not have made it without you guys helping me and motivating me along the way. Thank you to our teachers who challenged and pushed us to be our very best. Thank you, Mr. Brooks, who in some ways is also graduating with us today. Mr. Brooks started at Dwyer when we were freshmen. The class of 2022 is the first class he has guided from day one all the way through to graduation. Thank you, Mr. Brooks, for your leadership and for making success unavoidable for all of us. I hope we made you proud. I want to thank my grandparents who immigrated from Nepal and Taiwan with little more than their educations and dreams for a better life for their families. I know they are proud as I stand on this stage today. Thank you to my younger brother, Devin, who just finished his freshman year at Dwyer. It is because of him that I took the study breaks I never knew I needed. And he never let the valedictorian status get to my head, keeping me humble by calling me a nerd and a loser any chance he got. Last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my parents for providing me with all the support and unconditional love that I could ever ask for. Thank you to my mother for being my biggest fan. Thank you to my father, who's someone that I can always look up to. Fellow graduates, I ask you to turn around and give a round of applause to your village. To all the parents and families that are here today and have supported you along the way, we would not be here without you. Well, we have a lot to be thankful for today. The last 4 years have been one wild ride. Freshman year was a time of new beginnings. We felt older and more mature because we were now in high school, but at the same time, we felt lost as we had to manage harder classes and navigate our way around a new and bigger school. I'll never forget the time when I walked into the girls' bathroom, completely by accident, only to find a group of cheerleaders in there staring back at me. It was the only time I had so many girls looking at me at once. Unfortunately, it was for all the wrong reasons. We were just trying to figure things out freshman year, trying to make friends and just fit in. Then came sophomore year. We finally weren't the newbies anymore. We had a little groove in our step because we actually knew where we were going. We recognized teachers in the hallways, we weren't shy about giving fist bumps to Mr. Brooks, and our classmates had now become our closest friends. And just while we were cruising along our sophomore year, spring break hits, and so does the COVID pandemic. We all thought we were coming back to school soon after spring break. Little did we know, schools across the world were going to be shut down, and that we couldn't physically return to Dwyer for the remainder of our sophomore year. In fact, for the majority of us, we wouldn't be stepping back into a real classroom in front of a real-life teacher until the first day of our senior year. Think about that. Leaving Dwyer as sophomores and returning as seniors. Junior year started, and the so-called distance learning became a household word. We, along with our teachers, had to come together and learn how to soldier on for the academic year. And what some would say is the most important part of our high school career, we were thrown a curveball. We found ourselves in the midst of a pandemic while juggling school, grades, SATs, acne, of course, and a whole slew of whatever else came along with being teenagers. But guess what? We did it. And we did it well. We persevered and we thrived. I once learned from a wise teacher, it is inconvenient to be extraordinary. Well, the pandemic certainly inconvenienced all of us. The pandemic interrupted our high school years, our families, our social lives, our studies, and our mental and physical health. An inconvenience it certainly was. But Dwyer class of 2022, despite the inconvenience, we're standing here today, graduating high school, and we are extraordinary. To my fellow graduates, I leave you with this. Continue to seek out being inconvenienced. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Be willing to step up for the task that no one else is willing to do. Push yourselves. It is during these exact times that you'll surprise yourself and achieve the greatness you are destined for. Congratulations, Dwyer class of 2022. I wish you all the best.
Outstanding job, Dylan. Now we will hear a selection from Dwyer's band, conducted by Mr. Alan Lamp. Let's give Mr. Lamp a round of applause. The song is entitled The Defibrillator by Adrian Ray. Thank you, Mr. Lamp and students. That was an amazing selection. Now I have the honor and privilege of introducing our fearless leader, Mr. Michael J. Burke. Give him a round of applause. As superintendent of an A-rated school district of Palm Beach County, Mr. Burke is passionate about ensuring academic excellence and paving the way to postgraduate success for the district's more than 170,000 students who attend nearly 180 schools. He is deeply committed to the school board's mission to educate, affirm, and inspire each student in an equity-embedded school system. As superintendent of the 10th largest district in the nation, Mr. Burke also oversees the county's largest workforce. The district employs about 23,000 people. Please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Mr. Michael J. Burke.
William T. Dwyer High School Class of 2022, I am so proud of you, and more importantly, you should be proud of yourself. Parents, family members, friends, and staff, please join me in a round of applause for these amazing graduates. Go Panthers. So I know you guys have been busy with graduation. I'm not sure you caught this, but last week, Taylor Swift gave the commencement address to NYU. It was all over the national news, everywhere. Meanwhile, here in Palm Beach County, I'm doing 30 graduation speeches. I got no coverage. Not sure, but I think I might have been Swifted. You guys would know better than me. But this class, the class of 2022, will always be special to me. I'm just about to wrap up my first year as superintendent. I've been with the district a long time, 25 years, most of that time as the chief financial officer. But this is my first go-around as superintendent, and I'm honored to be part of your ceremony today. Now, Principal Brooks, he made a comment earlier, I don't know if he caught it. He said we saved the best for last. And there's a lot of truth to that. This is my 30th and final speech, and I feel a connection to William T. Dwyer High School. Yep. So first, you got a motto that I love, you know, where success is unavoidable. Trademark Corey Brooks, right? So that's great. Then I live in the north end of the county, so you're kind of like my hometown school. And when I go to Publix, I see Panther t-shirts for sale. So I've kind of got some school spirit there. And then I share with Principal Brooks, we're both FSU guys. We both went to Florida State University. Yep. And you might be able to tell by my robe here, I'm kind of a fan. So, and you know, Principal Brooks is kind of a humble guy. I don't know if you guys know this, but he was a star football player, and he played for the legendary football coach, Bobby Bowden. You guys remember Coach Bowden? So, yeah, well, hey, I played a little ball myself. It was intramural. It was co-ed volleyball, but some of those matches were pretty tough. Don't let me fool you. So anyway, with all that said, giving you a good speech today was incredibly important to me. And I sat down to write it, and I found myself staring at the blank page before me. I opened up a dirty window, and I was struggling. I had writer's block. And my wife came by, and she said, you know, what's going on? You've got this. You've written plenty of speeches. She said, just think back to your own high school graduation. So I did that, and I had to think really, really hard, because I graduated in 1985. That's 37 years ago. As you kids might say, it's been a minute, right? Actually, it's been 19,447,200 minutes, but who's counting? So I did remember a few things. I remember the procession. I remember walking in and being seated alphabetically, and then immediately trying to find my friends, because we were all kind of scattered about. And then I was trying to find my family in the crowd and give them a wave. And I remember some of the speeches from my classmates, but I came to a very humbling conclusion that I could not remember a word of what the superintendent said. And worse than that, I couldn't even remember the superintendent's name, you know, who it was. So that took a little pressure off. And it reminded me that today is all about you graduates and the people who helped get you here. You know, your teachers, your principal, your guidance counselors, your parents, your families, everyone who played a role in that. So you're still going to get a speech from me, but I promise to keep it brief. And besides, if I'm going to have any chance of this thing blowing up on TikTok, it's got to be short, right? It can't be too long. On a more serious note, I think you all are smart enough to understand that you've reached a pivotal point in your life. You know, the decisions you make for the next 4 or 5 years are incredibly important because they could have far-reaching implications for the rest of your life. I don't want to belabor that. I think you guys get that. I know some of you probably have a plan all laid out, and that's great. Many of you may still be figuring it out, and that's okay. That's what most people are still figuring it out. But what's important is that you continue to do something productive and that you always keep moving forward. Invest in your future by building upon the educational foundation you have achieved today with your high school diploma. It's a strong one. And you know, you can do that for a variety of ways. You might be heading off to college. Some of you might be considering joining the armed services. Others might want to jump into a career and technical education program, or maybe go straight into the workforce as some type of apprenticeship. Those are all good options. Some of you might even consider coming and working with me at the School District of Palm Beach County. We are the largest employer. We're hiring. We'd love to have you. But the key is, I think, just getting out of the starting blocks. I wouldn't wait for the perfect opportunity. I would just start somewhere, and one opportunity will likely lead to the next. I do want you to set your goals high, but understand it's going to take a lot of hard work and likely a series of accomplishments to get to where you ultimately want to be. And I'd say that the more challenging you set those goals, the better. You all have proven you are made to do hard things, right? You graduated during the pandemic. You're Principal Brooks' first class 4 years straight. That couldn't have been easy. And anyway, so I promise to be brief. I'm going to start wrapping this up. I do want to mention I have 3 kids a little bit older than you guys. They're in their 20s. My youngest son just graduated from FSU, so go Knowles. And his sisters graduated from Florida Atlantic University and University of Florida, so go Owls and go Gators. The advice I'm going to give you is the same I give my own kids. First, to be kind to everyone, including yourself. And as Taylor Swift said, no matter what happens in life, being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind. You know, I got to give it to Dr. Swift. That's pretty good. And now I see why she's in the national news, and I'm still plugging away here. My next advice is be true to your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Be thankful for what you have. And as the former CFO, when you start that career and you get your first paycheck, remember to pay yourself first. Now, pay yourself first. That's an old saying. I don't know if people say that anymore. My parents drilled it into my head. But what that means is when you get that first check, put a little money aside into savings or some type of investment account. If you do that religiously from every paycheck, you know, for the next 30, 40 years throughout your career, you'll be really glad you did at the end. And then I had one last request, a homework assignment, if you will. As you sit here today and think about, you know, this great accomplishment and getting your diploma, I want you to think about the 1 or 2 people that had the biggest impact on you. And in the next few days, try to find time to write them an old school handwritten note, explaining to them the role they played, how they helped you, and how much it meant to you. Resist the urge to fire off a text message with, I think this is bigger than a few emojis, and I can promise you, if you do that, the person that you bestow that gift upon will greatly appreciate it. Class of 2022, it's been my absolute honor and privilege to be with you and be a part of this ceremony today. I am going to leave you with a song. This song was released, or actually I think you guys would say dropped, right? It dropped in 2004. That is significant, right? Because 2004 is about 18 years ago. About the same time most of you were dropping into the planet. I know we've got some singers out there. I'm looking at the chorus. It'd be great if you guys could sing along a little bit. It'd make it more festive. It's kind of a slow jam, but I think you'll see that the lyrics fit the occasion. So with that, I'm not much of a singer. I'm going to quietly step away from the microphone, and I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm undefined. Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still
Thank you, Mr. Burke, for your kind words. And I don't know if you guys, are paying attention to that video, but he picked a group of good-looking kids. I wonder what school did he represent on that video. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well, good afternoon again, Panther Nation, and welcome to William T. Dwyer High School's class of 2022 commencement ceremony, where success is as we are one. I would be remiss if I did not open this spectacular occasion with a brief moment of silence to honor all of our fallen Panthers that are no longer with us. This would include any unfortunate and untimely passing of a student or staff member of our Dwyer community over the past few years. I know they're celebrating with us in spirit. At this time, if you could please join me with closed eyes and bowed heads as we take a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Well, like Adia, Dylan, and Brooke said, and Dylan earlier, it is my job, guys, to just leave you with nuggets of motivation, and I don't take that lightly. So please, I promise to be short, but I want you to hear the words from my heart. It's that time of year again where we gather to say goodbye. Some of you will be overjoyed, while many of you may sit and cry. Do you guys remember when high school was brand new? That's right. Those 4 years just somehow flew. The time that we spent together has been such a delight. Your future, however, is what keeps me up at night. I wonder about the many decisions you'll have to make and the various paths your life will have to take. Are you prepared? Have you been adequately equipped? Have I done my best as your principal with guiding this ship? You see, you were my first class just 4 years ago. As principal, I've had the privilege of watching you all grow. I've laughed and joked with many of you in the halls. Some of you were so short, now you're extremely tall. I've watched you succeed and struggle on and off the field. I've watched you develop and hone your skills. Please never forget the stellar teachers that make our school a Pantherific one. I'll even remember and never forget meeting with your parents when you accidentally broke a rule. Parents, teachers, other support. Where do I start? Let me begin by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without you in their corner, there would be no. Without you in their corner, this day would not be the same. The many sacrifices, resources, cheering at a recital or game. You have been a fantastic asset throughout this entire ordeal. When the dust settles and the friends are gone, you, parents and guardians and family, are what remains real. Through thick and thin, through highs and lows, your support has not wavered, and today it shows. I love the many facets of my job, and this is true. But the best part of my job is serving students just like you. Let's face it, there'll be some bumps and bruises along the way, but you made it. Today is graduation day. To this I say, protect yourselves as we have tried to protect you. Stand up for what is right and do what you need to do. Do your best to try to keep your mind, body, and soul clean. If you can do that, you'll reach heights that you've never seen. Students, your life is all you have. It's your choice to be happy or sad. You will make it through the pain and strife. It's your time now. Step up and live your life. There will be times when you may not have all the answers. Trust your judgment, your training, and remember, once a Panther, always a Panther. As graduates, my expectations for you will continue to rise. And I mean it when I say, I'll honestly miss you guys. Congratulations to the class of William T. Dwyer High School, class of 2022. May God bless you, may God bless your families, and may God bless William T. Dwyer High School. I love you more. You guys know this is a tough one for me. Mr. Burke, I hereby declare that your students, all of the students before you, have successfully completed all requirements and standards for school graduation as prescribed by the Florida Department of Education and by the School District of Palm Beach County. Everyone before you has done what they needed to do to earn a high school diploma. Mr. Burke and honored guests, please join me in the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2022 from William T. Dwyer High School. Thank you.
She's going to read first. I'm going to take it and present it to her. She's going to hand it to you this way. And then I'm going to hand it to her. Do you want this here or you want it out of your way? Can't forget this. No, she's going to be behind you. Are you going to be on her right side or on her left side? Because you want to be in the picture?
Yeah, see if this is on.
Okay.
Do I know if this is on?
I'm going to take it from her.
Do I know if this is on?
You're on. You're on. And then hand it to your left, to her. That'll keep you out of the picture. I'm going to give it to you, and she'll take it. She'll take it through between us. And about at the end of L's, we switch. Let's rock and roll.
Brooke Taylor. Dylan Hamilton. Katie Buck. Addie Abukalil. Haley Patrides. Emma Harvitz. Elizabeth Smith. Anna Vo. Connor Preddy. Leah Albert. Dylan Shea. Adia Shaw. Jordan Fields. Josephine Berenson. Wilson Goins. Casey Gillespie. Grace Nichols. Dinah Rothman. Rayon Hossein. Maria Abraham. Alai Abukaleo. Doreen Abukaleo. Kay Adachi. Christian Adams. Clayton Adams. Hannah Adams. Taria Adderley. Taraya Adderley. Eileen Adigbo. Joanna Agrasoni. Elijah Allen. Sophia Allen. Shamsky Alador. Ethan Alvarado. Owen Amdur. Shakayla Anderson. Rick Aniston. Adnisha Anellis. Ruzmi Aristil. Antonio Ashby. Caleb Arnold. Jordan Atkinson. Connor Aran. Liliana Avila. Violet Avila. Ari Azule. Ellie Bashinsky. Logan Baldwin. Saeed Balki. Eric Ballou. Isabel Barden. Ronaldo Gomez. Justin Barfield. Daryl Barnes. Peyton Barnes. Tiana Barron. Shania Bouchard. Carlson Beaumont. Bryce Beck. Talicia Bean. Malin Billingham. Ella Benet. Athena Bay. Grant Biderwolf. Jordan Bierman. Kevin Bjork. Ahmad Bonhair. Minia Bosniak. Chesrinia Botolino. Doyle Bradford. Sydney Bradford. Elise Bernard. Lance Brooker. Jaden Brooks. Jules Brew. Clinton Burke. Gian Caban. Caitlin Cabrera. Jennifer Cahill. Christopher Calvani. Kyle Campbell. Thierry Campbell. Neve Karlstrom. Nicholas Corona. Colin Carroll. Dariana Carter. Isabella Carvajal. Gianna Casarino. Julie Sadu. David Cerniglia. Valentina Savalas. Alana Corris. Janet Chow. Catherine Klumsky. Miras Chowdhury. Lyric Clark. Rachel Clowes. John Cockburn. Spencer Cohen. Nicholas Collins. Alexis Cooley. Kristen Cortez. Anna Craig. James Cribbs. Shantasia Cuff. Chris Cutts. Martin Savitas. Charlie Daly. Matt Daly. Asia Davis. Vincent Davis. Jawan Doss. Christian Delatorre. Thomas Del Olio. Sophia Demara. Leonie Di Pasquantonio. Aiden Diaz. Jordan Dieter. Tyler Din. Anthony Gigi. Yondo. Janaya Dulce. Jay Donahue. Brandy Dorsey. Julia Dorsey. Nyla Drummer. Jaden Deary. Fisher Dial. Timothy Ebanks. Kamaya Edmond. Soleil Eggers. Leah Ekahed. Jabril Al-Hildad. Caden Erickson Olmsted. Ashley Irville. Kai Escado. Noemi Espinal. Istamar Ashanti Estevez Jimenez. Brooke Farnes. Clifton Finney. Eric Farisi. Patrick Ferguson. Rain Flannery. Bryce Foster. Ryan Foster. Abdulio Garcia. Sophia Janelle. Tyasia Gibbs. Yandel Gill. Caden Giovingo. Olivia Giuliani. Addison Glanville. Larry Gomez. Catalina Gomez. Faith Gordon. Sebastian Gorin. Isabella Grady. Emily Green. Christina Green. Jakiria Green. Tanner Gregory. Catherine Haynes. Sakaria Halliburton. India Hammond. Angela Hannon. Zachary Hansel. Evan Harding. Talon Harrington. Marcus Hayes. Vincent Hardiman. Terrell Harris. Joanna Hartwick. Veronica Hartwick. Jack Hawkins. Shayla Hazel. Michael Hazelwood. Maximo Heredia. James Harrington. Jaheim Hewitt. Luke Hicks. Elijah Higgins. Harrison Holenbeck. Joseph Holm. Christian Holmes. Abdul Homsey. Mason Howard. Max Huddas. Tim Higgins. Cassandra Hewen. Max Ervelino. Gabrielle Nkeo. Caden Ingram. Anaya Jackson. Artisha Jackson. Brady Jackson. Jada Jackson. Tavares James. Love Jean Baptiste. Whitler Jean Francois. Kaylin Jean Baptiste. Brandon Jean Francois. Adrian Jean Charles. Jalen Jeffers. Samantha Jimenez. Kimberly Joliker. Ayana Jones Taylor. Evan Jones. Framisha Jones. Kendall Jones. Celine Joseph. Elise Joseph. Faith Joseph. Rams Joseph. Nika Jules. Cooper Justice. Sam Kanarick. Giovanni Carabedian. Delaney Casher. Reed Kerr. Vikas Khan. Lila King. Riley Kinzer. Devin Kerner. Trenton Kankingda. Jessica Krasankas. Madison Lane. Emmanuel Lambert. I got it. Robert Lane.
Christian Lang. Maricela Lawrence. Crosby Lebeco. Hannah Lee. Olivia Leith. Jessica Lickstein. Caitlin Lilja. Brianna Lober. James Logan. Riley Longman. Ashanti Lewis. Joseph Love. Andrea Lovett. Andrenia Lovett. Denasia Lovett. Jalen Lovett. Victor Ma. Jordan McCarthy. Joshua Malum. Aiden Manrique. William Marshall. Daniela Martinez. Victoria Mason. Joshua McCalla. Colin McCarthy. Lynn McClure. Faith McCown. Tylea McCoy. Melina McGahee. Seneca McGraw. Laura McKenna. Colin McKillop. Tawandra McNeil. Tiffany Meek. Isaiah Mejia. Sebastian Mendoza. Gabriela Matelas. Brody Miller. Lakivia Miller. Aiden Millette. Milton Mills. Sydney Montgomery. Aiden Moreau. George Moreno. Damian Moreno. Drake Moretto. Jessamine Meads. Ethan Morrison. Sonia Morrison. Amaya Morvain. Brenna Moulton. Logan Mullins. Cole Nash. Paige Neff. Alexis Newberry. Alexis Wynn. Tracy Nguyen. Tyler Nugent. Irving Nixon. Alexis Norkauer. Cameron Norton. Sanak Oja. Darling Aliva Quava. William Omahen. Elizabeth Orr. Henrik Orth. Lickerson Otalis. Christian Owens. Isabella Papa. Heaven Patterson. Cameron Paul. Scarlett Pena Gomez. Micaiah Purdue. Tyler Perez. Ben Pearl. Kathy Pham. Vincent Fan. Grayson Scout Pilcher. Wilgiana Pointville. Anaya Preville. Constantine Saradellis. Grace Pugh. Allison Quintanilla. Tyler Raggett. Madison Ramos. Peyton Rance. Tariq Pellissier. Tim Reed. Emma Reeves.
Kevin Rooms. Jocelyn Rivera. Sarah Rivera. Era Robbins. Rain Roberts. Zachary Robinson. Tyler Robeson. Bianca Rodriguez. Eric Rodriguez Saltos. Mariana Rojas. Nayeli Romero Relta. Yolta Romeas. Heather Rousey. Shelby Rose. Alexander Rosengrans. Skylar Rowe. Taylor Rowe. Grace Rudnick. Joey Rudnick. Megan Rudnick. Ryan Rudder. Deborah Ridebaum. Dante Sanchez. Nicole Sanchez. Jason Sanon. Peyton Sawyer. Josephine Schmucker. Caden Schubler. Alexandria Scott. Harmony Scott. Jordan Scott. Xavier Scott. Rocio Seminario. Ruby Sena de los Santos. Joseph Sepulveris. Paul Sepulveris. Jacob Sackerge. Dakota Shampoo. Reagan Shapiro. Joshua Shields. Aravi Shivakumar. Shedlin Semelian. Shedna Semelian. Sarah Simpson. Charlize Skiba. Aiden Smith. I got you. Fabian Smith. Jazira Smith. Shiana Smith. Jemiah Sneed. Chloe Snowball. Marcus Speed. Vincent Spierto. Daryl Stark. Caitlin Savitsky. Trinity Stefferson. Emily Stavanovich. Preston Matute. Zari Stevenson. Ariel Stewart. Brunel Stewart. Kobe Stillman. Zachary Strand. Samuel Sidris. Kylie Simons Mastroncino. Andrew Tapanis. Gianno Torino. Zoe Taverna. Berkeley Taylor. Chadcity Taylor. Jackson Tellier. Samantha Tendrich. Christian Tensley. Gabriella Tehran. Danielle Thomas. Michael Thomas. Anthony Thompson. Jaden Thompson. Omerick Thompson. Jake Thorne. Emily Tillman. Ulair Tishio. Christian Torres. Deanna Torres. Nadira Torres. Paige Trimble. Ethan Tubiolo. Gabriel Trinidad Rodriguez. Kivante Tucker. Christian Upton. Mallory Urban. Grazielli Valeriano. Kyla Van Horn. Marissa Van Houten. Julian Vasquez. Kelly Vasquez. Sarah Velasquez. Jamie Lee Ventura Capiello. Kevin Vervosky. Grace Vincent. Austin Vo. Preston Wade. Jacqueline Walgreen. Jacob Walker. Mackenzie Walker. Caitlin Walsmith. Cameron Warren. Quinteria Washington. Andrew Weaver. Tyler Wedding. Caden Weeks. Samantha Weiss. Owen Welch. Lanaya West. Jace White. Jordan White. Jacob Wiggins. Sydney Wiles. Anthony Williams. Octavius Williams. Matthew Winston. William Wirtz. Leah Wolf. Charlesia Wine. Kevin Yildiz. Chloe Young. Timothy Young Jr. Emotel Doralis. Jonte Green. Christian Izagari. Aisha Zaman. Kamani Wheatley. Victor Zacchetti. Ian Zern. Julia Zeigenfuss. Danella Zuber. Isaiah Stewart. Carter Goguts. And our final graduate of the district-operated public schools, class of 2022, Brian Granados.
At this time, I would like to invite Dylan and Brooke to lead the class of 2022 in the turning of the tassels.
Alrighty, the moment you have all been waiting for. Graduates, please stand for the turning of our tassels. Alrighty. The turning of the tassel is a symbol of graduation. This is the end of a chapter and the start of a brand new journey.
No matter where your journey takes you, continue to make success unavoidable and lead with love. As you end this 13-year chapter and start a new journey, never cease to hold on to the feeling of where you came from.
Never lose sight of who you are, where you are going, and especially don't stop believing.
At this time, William T. Dwyer, class of 2022, you may turn your tassel from the right to the left. Say congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2022. We did it!